I was a midwife for a long time. And today, the word midwife is really loud in my spirit. So I decided to look at it again. And I see that the literal translation of the word midwife is woman, with woman. And this has kind of hit me afresh because I realize that that's my place in the world with women who are carrying something for planet Earth. They're carrying treasure, precious cargo, new life, new ideas, new insights. That, that's my place in the world to be skillfully alongside you. And as I was thinking about all of this, I remembered um, a scene. I remember a time when I was working on the labor ward and I went in for a shift and it was a really busy day on the labor ward. And somebody shouted to me, please take some Syntocinon on to room 10. So I knew that I had a picture in my mind that in room 10, a baby was about to be born, and they wanted the medicine that we used at the time to manage the third stage of labor, delivering the placenta. So actively managing that required an injection of something called Syntocinon, and I was being asked to take the Syntocinon to room 10. So I got it quickly and went to room 10. And as I walked in through the door, I saw, it felt like I was starting to see something with my spiritual eyes. I saw the woman over there. She was kneeling on the floor. Her, she was propped up on the bed with her elbow by her elbows. She was clutching to the Entonox. That's the kind of pain relieving gas that we can use sometimes in pregnancy and labor. And she was breathing it in through a mouthpiece that was kind of looked like it was stuck to her lips, and she was gritting it with her teeth, and she was pulling at it so fiercely. She was pulling at it so fiercely. It was like I could see the veins on her neck bulging out. They were bulging to the point that they looked like they were going to bust, right? She was so in agony. She was so in pain and anguish. And it just felt like she was all the way over there on her own, kneeling on the bed, trying to manage this pain. And then over there, the other side of the room, which in my spiritual eyes looked like a whole chasm away, like it just looked like this midwife that was standing with her back to the woman, facing the wall, busy on her computer. And I understood it because that was when it was the record keeping mandate for women midwives just went through the roof. It's like everything we had to document on the computer. We had a whole lot of administration to do. So I understood what she was doing over there. She was getting her notes together. She was putting the information in the computer, but her back was to the woman and she was typing away at the thing. She didn't even notice that I'd come into the room. And I remember how it felt to be faced with that vision of the woman over there and the midwife with her back to the woman over there. And I remember this dichotomy inside of me. Like, do I bring the Syntocin on to that midwife or do I go to the woman? And before I'd even made up my mind, I found myself going towards the woman. And um so I get over there. I don't know this woman from Adam. I've never seen her before. I just know I can sense her pain. And I can see that as I get to her, there's a contraction coming, and I can see that it's go like I always visualize the contractions like a wave rising, rising, rising until it gets to a peak of pain, and then it starts to go away, starts to go away. And I could see that as I got to her, the pain was rising, and she clutched hold of the thing, and she was pulling at it, and I could see her veins bulging, and it was just really intense. And I just remember standing beside her. I think I put my hand on her shoulder. There was no words. We didn't exchange glances or look. She didn't look at me. We didn't talk to each other. But I just put my hand on her shoulder and just stood there for a while. I don't even know if the midwife acknowledged me coming into the room or if she saw me. I don't know. But I stood there. I felt the intensity of what this woman was going through. And I stood there. I felt it hit its peak. And I stood there and I felt the contraction wearing away. Not that I had my hand on her abdomen or anything, not that I was palpating it physically, but I just by being with her, I could feel what she was going through. Anyway, that pain went, that contraction went, and I turned to go and give the syntocin on to the midwife. And as I let go of her shoulder and went to walk away, this woman who was holding onto the gas in there for dear life, she let it go and she said, "Don't leave me." And then she put it back in her mouth. Her words touched me somewhere deep on the inside of me. Her words were laden with need, laden with need for someone to be with her as she went through this thing, as she went through this process, this testing of her strength and endurance, this pull on her power to bring forth this new life that was within her. I never forget how she sounded. I never forget how her words made me feel. And I never forget what it means to me. It's the epitome of being with woman. I never felt so alive. I never felt so understanding of who I am and why I'm on planet Earth as in that moment. And I've had many moments like that since. I've had moments where I'm with my client and yeah, in her own way, she says, "Don't leave me." She's conveying that what she's going through as she navigates her way to her fullest expression as a powerful leader, as she navigates her way to daring to be seen in her space, as she goes through the process of encountering her highest self, her highest nature, and daring to bring it into her professional space. Like as I'm with her through that process, it's it's a rebirthing of her own being as a leader. And I get to be with her as she goes through it. I mean, it takes my breath away. It's the reason for my being. And I don't know. I probably never shared this video. Or maybe I will. I know it's rough and ready, but I wanted to speak to you about the need that we have as women leading at such a time as this, going through an evolutionary transition to our most powerful expression as leaders. where we're experiencing the call to transition to a higher way of being. We're being called to bring forth what we carry in our professional spaces. It's my honor to be with you. It's my honor to be with you. It's my place in the world to be with you. I love to say to my clients, you were born to change our world with your leadership, and I was born to support you. I realized today that I'm still a midwife. I'm still with woman. I guess I'll be with woman till I die because it's my place in the world.